Hello, my fellow explorers. I'm Dobby, and welcome back to my channel. I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe. And after watching, don't forget to like the video. Japan is one of the best countries I've explored, and today, I'm going to share 20 realistic facts that no one talks about, and I'm not going to waste your precious time. But before we dive in, make sure to like this video. Let's get started. Number 1. Japanese men are obsessed with foreign women. It's no secret that foreign women can attract a lot of attention in Japan. Some Japanese men seem fascinated by the idea of dating foreigners, but it can quickly become overwhelming. I've had instances of being stared at, followed, or even approached persistently in public places. It's flattering at first, but always prioritize your safety. If you decide to date someone, make sure you trust them and, for peace of mind, ensure they aren't involved in anything shady, like the Yakuza. Number 2. Do not go out alone at night. Although Japan is often seen as one of the safest countries in the world, there are still risks. Drink spiking has been reported in major cities, and street harassers known as nampus are notorious for targeting women, especially foreigners. At night, these men might try to chat you up, but some take it further, attempting to follow you home or force themselves into your apartment. Always stay alert, stick to well-lit areas, and let someone know where you are. Number 3. Eating quickly is expected. Dining culture in Japan is very different from other countries. Many restaurants have high demand, especially during peak hours, so they expect you to eat quickly and make room for other customers. Some places even enforce time limits, particularly buffet-style restaurants or popular eateries. I was shocked when I spent over 15 minutes enjoying my meal, only to be politely but firmly told to leave so others could sit down. If you're a slow eater, you might want to avoid peak hours. Number 4. Never tip in Japan. Tipping isn't just unnecessary in Japan, it's seen as rude. I made the mistake of leaving a $30 tip at a restaurant to thank the staff for their amazing service, and they chased me down to return the money. In another instance, a staff member refused to take my money and looked extremely uncomfortable. Tipping culture just doesn't exist here. Instead, good service is simply a standard expectation. Number 5. The job market is unmatched for foreigners. Japan is actively seeking foreign workers in many industries, especially English teaching, IT, and engineering. Surprisingly, you don't always need a degree to land a job. Many positions start with salaries around $90,000, and Japanese companies are generally accommodating towards hiring foreigners. It's one of the best places to find stable, high-paying work, even if you're new to the country. Number 6. Housing is incredibly cheap. Compared to cities like New York or London, housing in Japan is surprisingly affordable. I pay just $800 a month for a luxury apartment right in the heart of Tokyo, and it has all the amenities you could want. Utilities, food, and other expenses are also reasonably priced. You get a lot of value for your money here, which makes life much easier than I initially expected. Number 7. Don't bring too many skincare products. One thing I learned quickly is that Japanese water filtration systems are incredible. Every apartment building is required to install filters in their showers, and within a week of moving in, my skin was glowing, and my acne had cleared up. If you're coming to Japan, save space in your luggage and leave your expensive skincare at home. Number 8. Convenience stores are lifesavers. Japanese convenience stores, or konbinis, are on another level. You can find freshly made meals, snacks, coffee, toiletries, and even clothes or phone chargers at any time of the day. I've relied on konbinis countless times, whether for a quick lunch, a forgotten toothbrush, or a midnight craving. They're affordable, clean, and always stocked with quality products. Number 9. Public transport is insanely punctual. In Japan, trains and buses are never late, never. If a train is even 30 seconds off schedule, they'll announce it and apologize profusely. I've gotten spoiled by how precise everything is, and I honestly don't know how I'll go back to dealing with delays in other countries. Number 10. Cash is still king in Japan. Japan may be advanced in many ways, but cash is still the preferred method of payment in most places. While bigger stores and chains accept cards, smaller restaurants, cafes, and even some taxis are cash only. Always keep cash on hand to avoid any awkward situations. Number 11. Expect to walk a lot. Even though Japan has one of the best train systems in the world, you'll still end up walking miles every day. Stations can be huge, and navigating cities like Tokyo or Osaka often involves long strolls. My feet were in agony the first week I arrived, so make sure to invest in a good pair of comfortable shoes. Number 12. Garbage rules are strict. Recycling and waste disposal in Japan is serious business. You'll need to sort your trash into several categories, like burnable, non-burnable, and recyclables, and each type has its own specific pickup day. I once threw out a plastic bottle the wrong way and got scolded by a neighbor. It takes some getting used to, but it's all part of Japan's commitment to cleanliness. Number 13. Silence on trains is a must. Japanese trains are eerily quiet because it's considered rude to talk loudly. Even phone calls are frowned upon. The first time I laughed loudly on a train, everyone turned to stare at me, and I was mortified. Keep your volume down to avoid unwanted attention. Number 14. Apartments can be tiny. While luxury housing is affordable, average apartments are notoriously small. If you're on a tight budget, be prepared to live in a space so tiny that you can touch both walls with your arms, but they make up for it with clever storage solutions and efficient layouts. Number 15. Seasonal food is a huge deal. Japanese people love seasonal products, from fresh fruits to limited edition snacks. Every month brings new flavors and offerings, and places like Starbucks take it to another level with exclusive drinks like sakura-flavored lattes in spring or chestnut treats in autumn. Number 16. Conflict is avoided at all costs. People in Japan are generally non-confrontational. If you make a mistake, like breaking a rule or doing something socially unacceptable, don't expect anyone to call you out directly. Instead, you'll get polite sighs, subtle stares, or a passive-aggressive note. Number 17. You need basic Japanese. While English is somewhat understood in touristy areas, daily life requires some basic Japanese. I got lost my first week here and struggled to ask for help because no one could understand me. Apps like Google Translate are helpful, but learning some key phrases makes life so much easier. Number 18. No shoes indoors ever. It's a strict rule in Japan to remove your shoes before entering homes, certain restaurants, and even fitting rooms. Once, I accidentally walked into a tatami room with my shoes on, and the staff looked horrified. Always check before entering. Number 19. People treat umbrellas like prized possessions here. If you forget yours, you'll likely find it exactly where you left it. There are even designated umbrella lockers in some areas. Number 20. Every street looks like an anime scene. Even the most random alleyways are picturesque, with clean streets, hanging lanterns, and beautiful architecture. It feels like stepping into a live-action anime, no matter where you go. Let me know if you'd like to add or adjust anything.